An all-important Group A clash to commence day 3 at the World Juniors as Switzerland takes on Finland. The Swiss look to get back on track after running into a brick wall on opening day.
Shot deflected. Oh, what a save! Latazzi flashes the leather and a shutout for Simon Latazzi.
While it was a different story for the Finns as they cruise to victory on Christmas Day.
Hanukkah sends it back to score. For the victory.
It's a World Junior triple header coming your way, and it all begins with Switzerland, Finland next. Welcome to Edmonton and day 3 of the 2021 World Junior Hockey Championship. Another triple header on tap here today. And Henri Nikkanen and the Finns looking to build off a strong performance in their opener, while the Swiss and Captain Simon Kanak eyeing their first win of these World Juniors. As we welcome you all the way inside the Edmonton bubble, thanks so much for joining us here on TSN. I'm Laura Dyken, joined alongside our analyst here today, Dave Tomlinson. And both of these teams had very different openers to the tournament back on Christmas Day. For the Finns, it was a balanced attack in their 5-3 victory over Germany, as 11 different players recorded at least a point. For the Swiss, it was a different story. They need all the offense they can get after being shut out 1-0 to Slovakia. Those two teams will face off in the first of 3 games here today. So with more on this, let's say hello to Craig Button and Dennis Bayak.
A number of players on this Finnish team drafted by Canadian teams, Craig, including number 7, Topi Niemela.
By the Toronto Maple Leafs, and a really good, smart defenseman. He's always got his eyes up in the play, passes the puck exceptionally well. He gets in that offensive zone. He's so capable of getting the puck onto his stick. His eyes are always up, and then he can pick the spot. A lot of defensemen get those shots blocked. Not Niemela, because he understands if I just move a little bit one way, a little bit the other way, it's going to open up a lane. He's got the nice hands to finish. He's going to need some time to develop, but that's okay. Maple Leafs have a good young prospect in Topi Niemela.
Started with the U16 team. This is his 73rd international game for Finland.
Thanks so much, gentlemen. And here is where we stand in Group A, heading into day 3 of action. With a win here today, Finland will move into first place in the group. Canada and Slovakia both won their openers as well, and those two teams will meet later today as well. All right, Dave, well, the Swiss are on an impressive run so far here at the World Juniors. A couple of years ago, losing in the bronze medal game. 5th place finish a year ago in the Czech Republic. But this is a very inexperienced group. We saw their offensive struggles against Slovakia the other day.
Yeah, and for Switzerland, they're just going to have a tough time scoring at this tournament, not only today, but in general. The only team here without any NHL drafted players, they just don't convert on their chances. And so when you play a team like Slovakia, you want to get something past the goaltender. That didn't happen for Finland. Well, I'll tell you what, Anton Lundell, their captain, wasn't available last year due to injury, but he can finish. Yes, I said that. His hockey sense, his IQ, he's a wonderful skater, and he's just a real handful. He is a difference maker for Finland. Switzerland are going to have their hands full, not only with him, but with the entire Finnish roster.
And some good news to report. We just got the IIHF press release. No new positive tests in the bubble. Over 7,100 tests have been conducted. So full steam ahead. Switzerland and Finland. Puck drop from the bubble, isn't it?
Welcome to Edmonton, day 3 of the World Junior Hockey Championship, and another triple header for you here on TSN. It starts with Finland and Switzerland. Canada will be the second game against Slovakia. Referees for this game, Alexander Guérin of Terrebonne, Quebec, along with Kevin Maillet of Saint-Sauveur, Quebec. The linesmen are Adam Harris of Hamilton and Ben O'Quinn of Woodstock. Starting in nets for Switzerland, it'll be Thibaut Fanton. He stopped 31 of 32 in a 1-0 loss to Slovakia. And Roope Tapinen will start for Finland. A 1.84 goals against average and a 9.28 save percentage in 10 games played in Espoo. Marco Bayer in behind the bench for Switzerland, 2 national championships and a Spengler Cup championship as a coach. And Antti Pennanen, Liga Coach of the Year in 18-19 with HPK and Hämeenlinna in behind the bench for Finland. Finland and Switzerland.
All right, boys, hustle and energy here. Let's go.
And day 3 is underway. Gargano plays it ahead. Cleared in by Fust, stopped at the line by Hadaka. Hirvonen on it for Finland, and he'll slip this back down the ice, and an early icing call here against Finland.
Anton Lundell, the captain, who was not able to participate in the tournament last year, on fire in the SM Liga with IIHF Helsinki, and has performed very well here to this point. And that's not unexpected. I mean, he's a frontline player, not just for Finland, but in the tournament as a whole.
Drew an assist on the game-winning goal back in 2019, scored by Capo Caco, with a little over a minute left in regulation time as Finland claimed gold. Gold in 14, gold in 16, and gold in 19 for Finland. Chanton plays this up the middle, and again, this will go untouched. And now an icing call against Switzerland, and the face-off to come back. Finland coming off the win in game 1. These two teams met last year in Trenich, and Switzerland came away with a 5-2 victory in that game. Hero tried to play it along the left side boards, intercepted. Canuck will carry back for Switzerland. Canuck being challenged there by Hero. Plays it around the boards. It makes its way all to the away to the left point. Timo Meier tried to play that in, and that got stopped. Bounces around at the line. Grabbed off and carried back in by Allensbach. Allensbach's cross-ice pass for Biaska intercepted. Bump on the plate as Allensbach stepped into his man. Vero at the line. Vero takes a bump on the play from Biaska. And on the regroup is Valentin Hofer. Up for Biaska. Pressured there by Ratty. Kapanen, the netminder, plays it around. Comes up at center, cleared back in, and Guggenheim takes it for Switzerland, plays it for Delamont. And back for Guggenheim. Deflected at center ice by Marchand. They wave off icing. Kopanen plays it. Putio will bank it off the boards up at center. Nikkanen will carry it in, trying to make it an odd man rush. And good recovery there by Marchand to prevent a possible 2-on-1 for Finland. Rafton will play it back in his own end, and this will get cleared down the ice. And back for it is Noah Delamont. Spent the 1920 season in Acadie Bathurst in the QMJHL. Lead pass up the middle on the misfire. Off the corner boards, and a chance. Good hustle by Dollar to get a scoring chance, and a good save by Roope Tappanen.
Roope Tappanen had to be very alert with that puck coming off the backboards. And Dollar was quick on it. Penalty upcoming here to Finland. Niemela.
Finland number 7, minor penalty.
Quick off the boards, and Dollar gets inside position, and Tappanen gets into really good position. And there's the penalty on Niemela at the end of the play. The interference play, knocking down Gaetan Jobin.
Switzerland's power play went 0 for 3 in game 1. And that 1-0 loss to Slovakia. This is around the boards, off the dasher board, and up over the glass and out of play.
When you end up with a play like this, chaos ensues, and you see Jobin going to the net there, and the defenders are trying to get back to the net, and Niemela trying to clear Jobin out of there, gets the penalty for interference.
Just the third minor penalty for Finland in this tournament in game 2. 1 for 2 on the PK in the first game for Finland. Canuck sends his cross ice, power play. That shot never got to the net. Barragano chases it down in the corner, plays it back up top. Delamont back for Barragano. Losing his footing there for a split second was Bettini. Shot from this circle from Schlackford. Kananika on the loose puck. Kananika trying to drive that through. That got blocked. And this is picked up by Billy Heinola, and he'll send it down the ice.
Billy Heinola, he's so good with his position, and he blocked 2 shots there. I think he only had to move about 3 feet because he knows what he's doing. He knows what's behind him and in front of him. He just takes 1 step and no shot gets through.
23 minutes and 16 seconds of ice time for Billy Heinola in the game against Germany. Shot score! And Tilio Biasca capitalizes on the Switzerland power play. And Switzerland with its first goal of this championship.
Well, this puck comes around, and it's a real nice play by Allenspach to get it off the boards. And Biasca, he's inside the dots. He holds his position in a really, really nice fake there by Bottini. And that top corner is picked perfectly. Just a really good play on the dump in as it comes in. And then Allenspach makes a really good play getting it off the boards. And in support is Bottini, and with a great fake, Biasca gets himself in perfect position, and beautiful shot.
After 10 returnees last year's team for Switzerland, just 5 on this year's squad. Hero gets chased back by Bottini, dishes it off. Niemela, the long lead pass. Anton Lundell with Nikkanen. Nikkanen waiting for it, and it never did get to him. Good recovery there by Switzerland. Hero chips this back into the Switzerland zone. Simon Tybell on the loose puck. Looking short side, passes in front. Score! Anton Lundell. Taps it in, and this game is tied 1-1.
So you get down in the game 1-0. What do? Just throw out your best player, right? Like, take control of the game. Anton Lundell makes a really good play right there behind the play by Simon Tybell, and then goes right back to the net. And Simon Tybell makes a beautiful cross-crease pass right onto the tape, and Lundell is not going to miss that one.
36 seconds between the goals.
You know, Simon Tybell is down the boards trying to keep the puck alive, but Lundell comes in right behind him, alert, paying attention to what's unfolding, gets the puck back to Simon Tybell, and then back to the net for the finish.
Lundell, the Florida draft pick this past summer, first round. Lambert after it in the corner. Lambert gets tied up. Garung's trying to work it free there for Switzerland. And a penalty coming up. Good work there by Brad Lambert to draw the penalty. And a power play coming for Finland.
Well, Switzerland wasn't able to get enough players off the ice and onto the ice, and Finland takes full advantage there. And there's the play. Simon Tybell to Lundell, and then here's the penalty. Barragano. That stick right in between the legs of Brad Lambert.
Lundell out to take the face-off. Coming into this game, Anton Lundell, #1 in the face-off department. Coming into this game, he had won 13 of 14 for a 92.8% success rate. In across for Yaravente. Back for Heinola. Heinola for Lundell, and back for Heinola, and back for Anton Lundell. Back for Heinola, walks it in, looking for a lane to the net. Lundell plays it back, Simon Tybell. corrals it, plays it back for Lundell. Lundell going high short side, missed the net. Hirvonen holds it in, gets it back for Heinola. Heinola tees it up. Off the backboards for Hirvonen. Now for Hirvonen, and back for Hirvonen, and back for Hirvonen. Lundell to the goal line. And off the stick of Lundell, tries to hold it in, can't. And a chance now shorthanded for Switzerland, but a good defensive play there by Heinola as he rides Lionel Marchand out of the play.
And Elvis Schlaffer was thinking about joining the rush to maybe make it a 2-on-1, but he was late in a shift. Didn't have enough left to get up into that play, so he makes the line change.
Brad Lambert carries in. 6 shots on goal for Brad Lambert in the game against Germany. Led Finland in that department. Kapanen will leave it.
It's like he had his own puck.
Niemela winds it up. On for Lambert. Or rather Ratty. Ratty in the corner. It's played back to the blue line. This makes its way out at center. Parssinen will circle back for Finland. Parssinen getting chased there by Valentin Hofer. Parssinen plays it in. Paton off the backboards will play it. Ratty tried to trap it. Ratty gets a bump on the play from Alan Spock. No shots on the power play for Finland. Hofer has some room. Quick wrist shot. That's turned aside. Kapanen directs it to the corner. And it's back up at center. No room down that right side for Petman. Mikko Petman, his brother Billy Petman, played in this tournament last year for Finland. Helenius in a battle with Puhakka. Out there with Puhakka. Cleared out through center and now grabbed off by Patillo. Will swing it back into his own zone for Mikko Kokkonen. Simon Kanak breaks it up. In with a good bump, Kananika. But it is cleared up at center, and back forward is Delamont. For Guggenheim. Guggenheim gets pressured, lost control of it, down for Lundell from Petman. Lundell being watched by Delamont. Delamont, good work, comes up with the puck. This gets slipped down the left side boards by Kanak. Kanak giving chase on Hadaka. 1-1 tie here. Dennis Bayak, Craig Bucknauer, TSN crew as day 3 gets going at the 2021 World Junior Hockey Championship. Lundell, center. Hirvonen off the pipe. Hirvonen for a split second thought that was in. Bounce back into the Switzerland zone.
Ronnie Hirvonen is so smart. He always gets into the right spots at exactly the right times. Hockey sense is outstanding. There's an example of it right there.
Vero for Parssinen. Parssinen slows it down. In for Lambert, takes it to the front of the net. Oh! Slithers across the goal line and off the post and out. Chip through center ice. Patini giving chase. Vero gets there first. Lambert is on it. Lambert gun bumped off the puck. Patini plays it towards the front of the net. But that gets cleared away quickly as Niemela clears it for Yaravente.
There's Brad Lambert again, and you want to tune into some prospects for the 2022 draft. We got Brad Lambert in this draft, who's a top 10 kid. You got Juraj Slavkovsky, who plays for Slovakia against Canada, coming up later on this afternoon. He'll be a top 10 pick. Want to get a vision?
1-1 tie, and there's been some chances. This one off the post and out.
There's the first shot by Ronnie Hirvonen off the inside of the post. Quarter of an inch the other way, it's in. And Brad Lambert, he's not interested in playing where it doesn't matter. He's coming to the net, and when you have the quickness, and what a play that he makes, reaching around, understanding where the puck is, and just can't find a way to maneuver it into the net. It just slips by the post.
Putia carries back for Finland, the Columbus draft pick. And stolen in behind the net by Kananika. Off the boards and in, and this will get across for an icing call. Unable to get there quick enough was Ray Fust.
Simon Kanak and Lorenzo Catanica, the youngster. Catanica is planning on playing in Shawinigan. And, you know, once the Quebec League can get back up and running.
Rister from the line by Vero, rebound. Great chance for Puhaka, and he missed the short side. Speaking of Simon Kanak, 20 minutes and 46 seconds as he dumps this in of ice time in the opening game for him. He led Switzerland in ice time. Plays in Davos. Dropped off for Puhaka. Emil Vero had a chance to take that to the net. Dropped it back for Puhaka. Played up through center. And Vero back into his own end for Hellenius. Samuel Hellenius stopped Biasca, the goal-getter for Switzerland. Biasca from Fust and Allenspach on a power play, and then 36 seconds later, Lundell from Simon Taivel to tie this game up 1-1. Simon Taivel played this back to the blue line, got away. Attica will give chase, plays it for Heinola. Billy Heinola, some NHL games under his belt, an NHL goal that came in Pittsburgh. Heinola sends it into the slot looking for Lundell, deflected away.
Nice play by Lionel Marchand, really good position. He was the guy that was able to deflect it away. Smart, you don't want to get into the stick of Anton Lundell.
Marchand's made a couple of good defensive plays already in this game, and had a couple in the opening game as well. This gets turned over right in front of netminder Thibaut Faton. But Switzerland does control. There's the long stretch pass. Dollar trying to play it off the corner boards. And Finland will control as we near the 12-minute mark, the period number 1. Niemela, the Toronto pick on for Yeravente. Lays it back. Niemela's shot, that got deflected, but it goes wide. Parsonen did get a bit of it. Back to the blue line, shot by Kokkonen, off the stick and wide. Pushed for Switzerland, knocked off of his stick. Gets jammed up on the near side, Barragano will play this up at center. Pust will carry it in. Drops it back for Canuck. Canuck will play it. Chasing this down is Canonica, and then he gives it away. And taken by Rope Yeravente. Yeravente, one of the Canadian draft picks in this game, drafted by Ottawa. Second round of this last summer's draft. Backhand shot to the short side by Putia. And a save made by Faton, and he will hold on. 1-1 tie here in the opening period. Triple header here in Edmonton at the World Junior. Finland, Switzerland 1-1 here in the opening period. Slovakia, Canada game 2. Czech Republic and Russia will wrap it all up. Snapped up at center. Biasca gets a stick on that, negates an icing call. Niemela corrals it behind his own net, swings it left side. Putia takes it in, fires high short side, missed the net as he put that over top the 6x4. Attica with the wrister. Faton the save, smothers the rebound.
Attica jumps off the bench and into the attack and gets that last shot on goal on Faton, but here's the quick play coming up the ice, and over the net it goes. There's Attica as he's moving in off. The fact that he's moving into the middle of the ice to give himself a better shooting position and more net to work with, he's really developed Santeri Attica. San Jose Sharks draft pick, playing regular in Ilves and Tampere. You know, you draft players later in the NHL draft, and now you're hoping that some of the things that aren't as quite as developed can develop. It's certainly been the case with Attica. Skating has really picked up, his confidence with the puck, making plays. Good example right there where he comes off the bench. He's confident.
Another face-off win by Lundell. Heinola tried to center that into the high slot. It got intercepted. Lundell with goals now in back-to-back games for Finland. Biaska has the goal for Switzerland, his first of the tournament. In fact, his team's first of this tournament, as they were shut out 1-0 by Slovakia in their opening match. Gardu turned it over. Seaman Eitel trying to work it free. Seaman Taivo back for Niemela, and the wrister that goes off the leg. Hirvonen plays it back for Heinola. Heinola's shot, and that goes off a stick, up and out of play. 5:49 left to go, period number 1. In an even game, 1-1.
Santeri Hatakka, the defenseman, San Jose draft pick. Just a really good, the feet work, moves over, closes on Leon Marchand, pushes him right out of any dangerous position. And, you know, I talk about the development of the young man. You know, you become stronger, you become more fluid, you're able to be quicker and close the ice defensively, jump into the attack. And certainly having watched Santeri Hatakka over the last 4 years, all those elements are developing nicely. And for the San Jose Sharks, they have to feel really positive about where he finds his game.
One of 5 returnees on this Finland team. Shots 8-5 favoring Finland. Finland had 50 shots on goal in the win against Germany. They outshot Germany 50-22, the short-staffed Germany squad. They will get some players back for their next game. 1-1 tie here in the opening period. Changes for both teams. Viro winds it out of his own end. Fires it into the Swiss end. Comes off the corner boards. Noah Meyer tried to trap it, couldn't. Ends up on the stick of Brad Lambert. Lambert plays it back at the right point. Shot by Putio. Comes off the backboards to the side of the net. And grabbed off by Allensbach. For Meyer. Meyer ahead for Valentin. Hofer delayed offside. Switzerland will clear the zone, and Putio will take it back into his own end. Casper Putio, a Florida draft pick. 16 drafted players on this Finnish team. Nikkanen, a Winnipeg Jets draft pick. Nikkanen was 68.7% in the face-off department in game number 1 in the win over Germany.
Henry Nikkanen can take his game in the same direction as Adam Lowry. You know how good Adam is on the face-off. Big, strong, hard to play against. Henry Nikkanen, I think, you know, that's the type of game. Like, you know, everybody wants to be a scorer. I get it, but a lot of times you just got to be what you are. And there's players drafted by the Canadian NHL teams, 3 by Toronto, 1 by Ottawa, and 2 by Winnipeg. Just get me good players. Like, you know, I don't care where they come from. You know, this idea that they got to come from here, they got to come from, just get good players. That's all that matters. You know what, the players, the game is international, the players compete, they're good. Doesn't matter.
We'll stay on the Winnipeg train for a little while. Last year was David Gustafsson for Sweden, a Winnipeg Jets draft pick that led the tournament in face-off percentage.
And I probably said the same thing last year about David Gustafsson with respect to Adam Lowry, which to me, I mean, Adam Lowry to me is such a strong player that really becomes so key to the success of a team because he does a lot of critically important things. People want to measure things a lot of times by points. The things that Adam Lowry, David Gustafsson, what you hope Henry Nikkanen can develop are so important. All you got to do is ask Paul Maurice or ask any of the head coaches. They understand it, and the players around them understand it. Another Winnipeg Jets draft pick, Ville Heinola. So calm, cool. Don't ever be fooled. I always say still waters run deep. He's a competitor, he's smart. While everything around him is busy, he's calm.
Heinola got into 8 games last year. a pick that came in the first round that the Jets picked up in the Jacob Trouba trade. We'll say hello to all the scouts. It's a different tournament for them as well. They don't have to get up and come to the rink. They can stay in their PJs, get a cup of coffee at home, and watch the games on TV.
Well, and, you know, interference. I gave Hatika the Gord Miller jinx.
Finland, number 2, minor penalty interference.
Gord's going to kill me. I do it tongue-in-cheek, we kid, because Gord and I feel the same way. We don't jinx nothing. No. But here's the penalty. You know, Biaska's clearly trying to get to a spot on the ice. Hatika, no stick. That's interference.
I don't think because you mentioned him is the reason that he interfered with Biaska.
And that's exactly what I always joke. If I could jinx things or influence things by the things I would say, I'd try to cure world hunger.
Heinola sends this around the board. Second power play of the game for Switzerland. They connected on their first one. And the smooth skating Noah Meyer.
Back to the scouts. I mean, the scouts are so proud of the work they do. They love being in the arenas. It's been incredibly difficult for them not to do what they're passionate about. Certainly missing them all here at the tournament, and you know, certainly the lead up when you chat and see them. Dedicated, passionate people that care of what they do.
It's the camaraderie part that they will miss, as we do.
But
I mean,
the camaraderie is one, but they love being in the rinks, watching games, assessing players, trying to look and, oh, this guy, I really like this guy. What do you think? And then they compare notes within their staff, and you work it all the way through, and then you watch. Oh, good, that guy's really playing well.
Allenspach plays this back at the blue line. Pizzulo and Allenspach, and just skips away from Rocco Pizzulo. 2 times a year we get a chance to mingle with the European media, World Junior Championship and the World Championship, and the World Championship in Switzerland never did go, and then certainly this one is being played, but not a lot of European media here. Turned over by Toponen, came to the side of the net, and quickly there to cover up was Putia. And he'll send it back out the center. 25 seconds left in the power play for Switzerland. Toponen snaps it around the boards, kept in by Allenspach. Allenspach for DeRungs, back for Allenspach. Off the end of the stick of DeRungs, the former Victoria junior. Control in the corner. Allenspach plays it back up top. Delamont sends it down. Biaska again looking for that top corner. That's where he got the game's opening goal from. This one doesn't get to the net. Power play is over with no shots on the man advantage. Hatica out of the penalty box to the short side, and Patton makes the save. Simon Tybell almost came up with that rolling puck. Delamont gets chased back in behind his own net into the final minute of period number 1 in a 1-1 tie. Anton Lundell, who has the Finland goal in this game. Lundell takes it wide, lost his footing in behind the net. Simon Tybell back for Lundell. Lundell onto the stick of Heinola and snared out of midair by Faton.
You know, when you watch players, we come to the tournament and we watch these players, and I've watched them for a lot of years and everything, and then you start to see when they're looking like they're closer to NHL. Anton Lundell looks incredible. He just carries himself in a manner. He's assured of himself. Heinola, I mean, he had his head up. Yeah, that's looking skyward. They all do, right? That's where they look for for the answer to what went wrong.
Yeah, they do. Garavente works it in behind the Switzerland net.
We all deal with the cloud now, so I guess that's where the information and answers are.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Stuffed around by Guggenheim. Up for first. Heinola pinches in, holds the line. And now it comes free for Kananika. On for Simon Canuck, deflects it. They wave off the icing, and that'll do it for period number 1. Goals 36 seconds apart. There's the goal scorer for Switzerland, Biaska on the power play. And Anton Lundell coming back for Finland 36 seconds later. There's the power play marker. And there's the tying goal. 1-1, 20 minutes done here in Edmonton.
Laura and Dave back here in the first intermission, and even Stevens so far between Switzerland and Finland. And the Swiss got off to a fantastic start, Dave. What did you notice about this team that perhaps we didn't really see in their opening game against on Christmas Day?
Well, what the Swiss are trying to do in this hockey game is pretty much get the puck as far away from their goaltender as possible and put some pressure on the Finns. So it's going to be a stretch breakout for them. And the idea is get it up ice and then get in on the forecheck. And here they beat out what would be an icing for a nice scoring opportunity. If you're able to puck the puck all the way to tip and go, then you're putting pressure on the Finns, and the Swiss have been able to do that. They're able to capitalize as well in this hockey game, and so the idea is even if they miss one of those stretch passes and it turns into an icing call, well, then you just slow the tempo of the game down and kind of regroup.
Now, when they played on Christmas Day, they didn't score a goal, ran into a hot Slovak goaltender. Different story here. Not only did they strike first, but they struck on the power play.
They did, and one of their youngsters was able to get a power play marker in Biasca, and he's the one that's going to start things off here. He gets the puck into the zone, and then he stays in an area the Finns don't really know he's there. And this fantastic pass by Fust, and the goaltender's down early, the puck's over the shoulder. And so for Finland, if you can get ahead of the Finns, you know, they don't really change their structure when they play. They're a better team protecting a lead than they are when they're behind, but they strike relatively quickly after the Swiss get on the board.
Now, we know this is a very long tournament, and kind of the goal is to get better as it moves along. They did get the win against Finland or against Germany in their opener, but are they really playing up to their full potential, the Finns here?
Doesn't seem like it.
I know.
It almost seems like the Finns are playing just good enough to win. They were ahead 2-0 against the Germans in their opening game, and they won that game 5-3. But it seems like there's more there. There's always something there for Anton Lundell, the captain. We talked about him. Instead of racing to the net, he buys time and stays available. I talked about his timing and his ability to get into open areas and then, of course, put the puck on his stick, and it's going to end up in the net.
As you mentioned, the 17-year-old Attila Biasca kicking off the scoring here in the Edmonton bubble today. Here he is with Jill Savage.
On the power play, able to go out there and get the first goal of the tournament for your teammates. Take me through that goal.
Yeah, it was great. The breakout was really good. A lot of good passes, and yeah, it was a good goal. Yeah.
36 seconds later, Finland tied it up. What do you want to see in the second period going forward?
Yeah, we have to play a lot of O-zone, like making more shots, getting pucks deep, and a lot of skating. That's important.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Attilio had this huge smile on his face after he scored that goal. Everything went right for Team Canada in its opening game of these World Juniors. We'll take a look back at a big night for the red and white right after this.
Tough night for Germany, undermanned against the Canadian team, just raring to go. Goalie moves it and shoots and scores! A minute 54 in, and Canada's got a 1-0 lead. In comes Alex Newhook. Linsenberger, little backhand shot, scores! Cousins works in, little backhand shot, scores! You could see that coming from the moment Cousins picked up the puck. With Michael shoots, scores! 16-1. And time expires, and Canada wins its opener, 16-2.
10 different goal scorers, 17 of the 20 skaters registering at least a point, and Dylan Cousins leading the way. Hat trick, 6 points in all, the most points by a Canadian in a game at the World Juniors in over a decade. Alex Newhook chipped in with 3 points of his own, and here he is with our Mark Masters.
So you had a pretty good World Juniors debut, especially that first goal. That was something special. Ray Ferraro was loving the way you kind of used some fancy footwork to break in. What did you see on that play? How did it develop from your perspective?
Yeah, I think the puck kind of squirted loose in the neutral zone, and I had some speed, so tried to just attack the blue line with some speed and made him run on the D-man, and goalie kind of came out, so take it around him, and net was there, so tried to slide it in.
The support you get from back home on the Rock is legendary. Can you give us a sense of what it's been like, the messages you're getting during this tournament from back home?
Yeah, it's unmatched. I don't think anywhere else in the world would have that support, and I think myself and Dawson here, we're feeling it firsthand, and yeah, super proud to be from Newfoundland, and the support I get, it's been crazy here, but I think at every step along the way, it's been crazy, so I'm super thankful for that, and I think it's just a testament to where we're from and the people we have at home.
So you can give us a sense of what your phone was looking like after your game last night?
Yeah, it was crazy for sure, but great for sure, yeah.
Alex Newhook, one of 7 players who missed the cut at last year's World Juniors, but making the roster this time around. Maybe some added motivation for him. What did you like about his game yesterday?
Well, what I like about him is his motor's always running, and he's always driving towards the net. I mean, his hockey career took him from coast to coast, from Newfoundland to British Columbia and BCHL to lead the Victoria Grizzlies in scoring. He attacks defenders. Little scoop with the feet there, and then he's able to finish. And here right in front of the net, sticks with it. He's always driving towards the net, always keeps his feet moving. The first rounder to the Colorado Avalanche. Strong down the middle for this Canadian squad. And when he's moving his feet, he's very tough to defend.
And the Canadians, as we mentioned, right back at it again here today, the second game of our triple header on TSN. They'll be taking on Slovakia, winners in its opening game as well on Christmas Day. It all gets underway at 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific. James and Bob will be here with the pregame show. Meanwhile, it's all even, as I said, between Switzerland and Finland after 20 minutes of play. The goals coming just 36 seconds apart. We've got the second period right ahead here on TSN.
2 goals, 36 seconds apart. Tilio Biasca on the power play from Fusten Allensbach. The first goal of the tournament for Switzerland. And then Anton Lundell, he has now scored in back-to-back games from Simon Taival at 4:20 to tie this game up 1-1. There's your shots on goal, 9-6 in favor of Finland. Finland had 50 shots on goal in its opening game. Speaking of shots on goal, Brad Lambert had 6 the other night. How was he in that opening period?
Well, just the same as he is all the time. He has the puck on his stick. He attacks the net. I always try to emphasize with younger players, just play your game. If you do the things that are really good and really high quality, the scouts' eyes will find you. I'll tell you what, your eyes don't have to wander very far to find Brad Lambert because he has the puck, he's quick, he's fast, he's determined. He's able to do things, not only shooting the puck, but also making plays. And, you know, when you watch him play, he's got this confidence. And I know for the young man who's playing very well in the SM League, it just turned 17 years old, so he started at 16. You know, the 2022 draft, you're looking at a young man who's going to be drafted very early.
Canadian roots, Dad Ross. Talked about his uncle Lane, that's an assistant coach in the National Hockey League. Ross played in Princeton, and then Saskatoon Blades, went over to Finland. Finished his hockey career there. And that is the connection between the Lamberts and Finland. Hirvonen gets it to the side of the net. Simon Taival trying to jam it. Attica takes it off the board. Slap shot, save, rebound. And that got cleared away. And Simon Canuck on the loose puck to send it up at center. Trying to spring Fuss. That didn't work. And Chantal will chase this back into his own end. Gets pressured in the corner. Chanton jammed that back, comes back at the line. Kept in by Heinola. Long wrist shot by Heinola, turned aside. 7 minutes and 47 seconds of ice time in the opening period for Billy Heinola, who led Finland in ice time in the opening game of this tournament. Cleared in by Allensbach. Niemela back for it. Allensbach giving chase. Lambert on the loose puck. Lambert will find some room, skates it up, feeds it across. Yeravente with the wrist shot, left pad save, rebound. Couple of good saves by Faton, and he'll hang on.
So we're talking about Brad Lambert, but gets the puck, moving up the ice. puck right on the tape to the streaking Yaravente. And now he gets not only a really good chance, but then the opportunity comes for Parsonen on the rebound, and Fanta has to be real sharp.
Buck 26 into the opening or the second period, and already 5 shots on goal in this period for Finland. Noah Meyer ties his man up. Puck does come loose. Schlapfer was waiting for it in the slot, never did get to him. Schlapfer going in after it. Schlapfer had a good opening game in the face-off department, winning 15 of 21 for Switzerland in the opening game. This is deflected by Yaravente. Icing gets waved off as Paton comes out to play it. Ronnie Dollar carries in, plays it back. Rister from the line from Guggenheim never got through. Grabbed off by Nikkanen. He'll play it back in behind his own net, sent up at center ice. Butia trying to drive that through, can't. Ends up in behind the net. Ratty trying to dig it out of the pile. Grabbed off by Delamont. His pass up the boards intercepted. Butia plays it back in behind the net. Sent around by DeRungs. Joban goes after it, can't catch up to it. Delamont on the loose puck, plays it up at center, and Ratty is there. Pudio slams it right back in. Delamont waits for it. Polenius is there. Ratty there to help out, and it's played out at center ice.
This is the type of game where Finland can really start to bear down on you and tighten the screws, so to speak. So for Switzerland, we're going to have to find a way to be really good with the puck and skate, because the Finns are built.
Puhaka carries back in, outside, inside, plays it to the front of the net for Petman. Petman on the loose puck, plays it back. Good job by Heinola. Nope, they say he did not hold it in. Heinola thinks he did. Heinola doesn't have a whistle, the linesman does, so it's offside.
Yep. There's the play coming back to the net. A pretty good save. Fantod, Attica in the neutral zone, just kicks it back to Puhaka.
Attica will rattle this one off the glass and in. Hirvonen plays it for Lundell. Lundell plays it back at the line for Attica. The puck was bouncing, and now Attica and Canuck in a foot race, and Kapanen will come out and play it. Lundell, the captain of this Finland team. Lundell plays it down low, penalty coming up. Simon Taival draws the penalty, plays it back for Heinola. Heinola looking backdoor for Hirvonen. Attica takes the pass, gets it for Heinola. Delayed penalty coming up. Heinola walks it in, takes a look, doesn't shoot it. Sends it for Hirvonen. Hirvonen through traffic, save made by Faton. Parsonen plays it back to the far side. Lundell, his pass deflected away, but no possession, so play goes on. And Hirvonen will send it back in, and Faton will grab it and hang on to it, and a hooking penalty coming to Switzerland.
Now there's times, certain phrases and words we use, we talk about momentum swinging.
Switzerland number 21, minor penalty, hooking.
There's the play as Lundell is trying to hit the streaking Simon Taival. No doubt about it. The stick is right in there by Guardu. But you know, we use like momentum. I go, oh, the momentum shifting. I don't know if I can always define momentum, but I know what it looks like. In the first 4.5 minutes of this period, the momentum is swinging into Finland's favor.
Second power play of the game for Finland.
And they're swinging it in their favor through their play, purposeful play.
Finland 1 for 3 in the opening game on the power play. 0 for 1 here in this one. Parsonen backhander scores! What a backhander by Juuso Parssinen. Winds his way in, and a power play goal makes it 2-1 Finland.
What a thing of beauty that was. I mean, the hands, he grabs this puck, and as he's carrying it into the zone, head up, maneuvers one way, the other way, the puck skills, and what a shot on the backhand. Well, there's 2 more games after this one. Let's see if another player can come up with a better one than that beauty.
Not your typical power play goal, but a beauty it was.
Well, you know, it's interesting, too. We see the drop back, right? Like, we see so often the drop back, and, you know, Parssinen gets the puck, and we see the Finns at different times use it or not use it. Well, he just said, I'll keep going, and weaves his way all the way up the ice, and very nice completion on that shot.
Parssinen, a Nashville draft pick back in 2019. His first goal of this championship. Had an assist in the opening game. His dad, Timo, an Anaheim draft pick back in 2001. Heinola breaks this up and carries it in. Heinola with the wrist shot, twisted it over top the net. Ratty wasn't sure where it was, and it makes its way out the center. Heinola will backtrack. Heinola for Ratty. Giancarlo Shanton watches him. And it's around for Biasca. Biasca bumped off the puck. Biasca, the 17-year-old, has the Swiss goal in this game. Vero. Prohaka had to get away from him. And back in from Marchand, tied up at the line, and that is going to be an offside call against Switzerland. Take another look at this one, a nifty backhander, and there's Parssinen smiling.
Well, Juuso Parssinen, he gets that puck. I guess they did do a little bit of the drop back, but Parssinen, as he steps up here all the way through, there was no need to look behind him. All the real estate was in front of him, and he's rewarded.
Canada on the road ahead for both these teams. Switzerland's next game will be against Canada. Faton will hang on to that. And then Finland and Canada, New Year's Eve.
Well, Finland's really carrying the play, not just with the puck, not just with the scoring chances, but territorially. They have been in the Swiss zone since the beginning of this period.
Niemela and Lambert, by the way, the assists on the goal by Parssinen. Wrist shot, that got blockered away. And as Kokkonen carried it in. Canuck plays it behind his own net. Perdue stripped to the puck. Simon Tyvel trying to get that down to the front of the net. Hirvonen was there, but he got knocked away. And Fust sends it ahead for Canuck. He'll chip it in. Putio back for it. Fust after him. Lundell down low to help out. Puck to the blue line, but kept in. Allenspot plays it back behind the net. Kokkonen is there. And play gets whistled down.
Ronnie Hirvonen is going to get a hooking penalty here. An opportunity
Finland,
for
number 22,
Switzerland.
minor penalty, hooking.
Stick gets right in on the hands. Switzerland, who have not had a chance to handle the puck in this period, now get a power play opportunity, and shots on goal in this second period are 12-0 for Finland.
Finland came out for the start of the second period with some jump to the game, no doubt. Prohaka plays it down for Helenius. Third power play of the game for Switzerland. One for two on the man advantage so far. Rocco Pizzulo, one of the returnees for Durungs. Off the leg, kept in. Allensbach plays it down for Biasca. Biasca plays some give and go with Allensbach. Back to the line, Pizzulo. Back for Biasca. Durungs is in front of the net. Had a stick down. The puck skipped by, though. Wrister from that far side, and that didn't miss by much. Durungs going back. Durungs in a battle at the side of the net. Allensbach will wait for it. Takes it off the boards on the backhand. Allensbach, give and go with Fust. Now up top at the line. Down low for Biasca from Pizzulo. Scramble in front of the net. Pizzulo's going to hold this in for Allensbach. Tried to come cross ice. It got intercepted. And that's going to give Ville Heinola the opportunity to slam it down the ice.
Nice play by Juuso Parssinen, penalty killing. We just saw him score that beautiful goal.
Kanonika winds it up. Sends it in, goes in after it. Vero turns to the forehand, slams it up off the glass. And that climbs its way out of the playing surface. 11 seconds left in the power play for Switzerland.
Vero, a Detroit Red Wings draft pick. Really good with the puck. Probably a player that's not going to put up a lot of points, but he's going to allow you to score goals and create offense because the puck's going to come out of your zone. And the offensive players are going to like getting the puck flat on their stick. They tend to like that, right, Dennis?
They do, absolutely.
And the more opportunity they have to play in the offensive zone, the happier they become.
Just one shot on the power play. In for the line was Kokkonen with the wrister. Connaught lost control of it at center. And Lundell trying to bring it in, offside called against Finland.
Simon Taibal, they're coming through with speed. There's Lundell a little bit behind, which Hirvonen skate the stick, and there's Kokkonen stepping in, and the shot gets blocked, but that's an attack. Everybody working together, 4 players. And
room down the right side for Lambert, puts on the brakes. Sends it back to the blue line. It's skipped away from Vero. Vero gets away from Valentin Hofer and dumps it in.
You know, when I watch Brad Lambert play, and watched him now for 2 years, one of the things that really I think is impressive about it, there's no place on the ice where he's not comfortable. You know, some players get into a spot and it's not really where they're comfortable or natural. Not the case with Brad Lambert. He can make plays from any spot in any situation. That's a real significant special quality. Because they become really hard to check and really hard to mark.
Putio, the Florida draft pick, starts up right side Ratty. Andrew Ratty, a 2019 Arizona draft pick. Putio sends it back down into the corner. 2-1 Finland. Eke it into the front of the net. And Faton will jump on it and hang on to it for the face-off. 21-7 now, the shots in favor of Finland. Time now for Gear Up with Skip the Dishes. And if you want to know which countries are in action, you can check out the skates. Nice job there by the people at Bauer with this 2021 World Junior Championship underway. Skip the Dishes, the official food delivery app of Hockey Canada.
It's a slick look, isn't it? My brother-in-law is a vice president at Bauer, and talking to him the other day, like they're really excited and proud about it, and really a neat little element in the game. When we think about, you know, what can you do with skates? Okay, here's an idea. Creativity is really sharp.
so many little elements to this World Junior Championship. Petman for Hadika. Wrist shot. Faton makes the save.
Hadika again. You know, like when I first watched him play when he was 16, he was like more of a defensive defenseman. You know, you hear the term safe, you know, not taking risks. But he had a steadiness about him. He had a good head about him. And you just, this progression of just getting better, quicker, faster, stronger. That play right there, that's not something he would have done a few years ago. Now he's confident. I'm right into the attack. I can do these things. Really impressed. You know, and I'm lucky because I have the benefit of having watched him for 4 years, but when you watch that type of progression, it really is impressive.
Fiedler tried to intercept that, can't. Simon Taival right back for Finland. Forced to the outside by Noah Meyer. Meyer takes him down. Hirvonen on the loose puck. Gets it for Järventie off the crossbar. And up and out of play. Lanton Lundell with that loose puck. And he rips it off the pipe.
Yes, he does. It's a real good play. Simon Taival, who's has the real good leverage, and then Lundell just swings over to his left, and in one motion, look at that head up, bearing down, looking for a spot. He had a spot, just a little bit lower.
2 goals in the tournament for Lundell.
You know what, we were talking about the scouts earlier too, and like, you know, development coaches and all the NHL teams have development coaches that go and spend time with these players, trying to help them work on the finer areas, the finer details of development, and, you know, work with them with video and spending time with them. And when you see the development, I'm just talking about Santeri Hadika, there's many other players where they're pouring in a ton of effort to try to help these players realize their goals and dreams of playing in the NHL.
Lambert to the corner, chased by Delamont. Lambert puts on the brakes. Sends it down low. Parssinen goes in after it. Good hit there by Parssinen. Järventie trying to work it off the backboards. And grabbed off and trying to get it out of his own zone is Bettini, and does. Puzio back for it. Takes a look. Sends it ahead to the blue line for Putia. And offside is called.
The scoreboard says 2-1. Watching the game tells a very different story, that the game isn't that close. And, you know, for Finland, trying to get the 3rd goal and expand the lead and get a little bit of breathing room. The Lundell shot off the crossbar. Fanton has been called upon to make some really good saves to keep it at 2-1.
Defensively, Finland has just not given Switzerland very much to work with. Nathan Veradu back into his own zone for Switzerland. Played around the boards. Ronnie Dollar giving chase on Hadika. Hadika will get back there first. Dollar stays on it. Chip off the backboards for Heinola. Heinola for Ratty. Ratty will snap this ahead to the front of the net. Backhander bounced in off the glove of Faton. Taken by Pizzulo, plays it behind his own net. Nikkanen and Julia combining for an opportunity.
And you were talking about Finland and the strong defense that they're playing. The beautiful thing about the defense they're playing it in front of the red line and in the offensive zone. Making sure that Switzerland doesn't get a chance.
Kananika with the long wrist shot, and Simon Canuck maybe wanting to stir things up a little bit.
Looks like Amo Vero is going to get the penalty, as Simon Canuck was trying to go in there.
Finland number 6, minor penalty, roughing.
Simon Canuck trying to, well, no, it wasn't Simon Canuck, it was Fust. We're talking about Santeri Hadika. He makes the play under pressure from his own zone, and then he gets up into the attack and has that scoring chance. But it all started with him going back below the goal line in his own zone. Makes a little pass off the backboards. Heinola gets it, and then there he is up the other end of the ice. Confidence. But when you feel you can do things, your confidence grows.
Hopenin with the save. Third power play of the game, or fourth power play of the game for Switzerland. 1 for 3 with 3 power play shots. Lenius trying to clear Biasca, who has the Switzerland power play goal. Plays it back for Pizzulo, back for Biasca. Tees it up, fires to the backside. And a left pad save made by Roope Tappanen.
They tried to make that play a few times on the power play with Biasca to DeRungs right in front of the net. He's come close. Got purpose to what they're trying to do on the power play.
Kananika carries in, Canuck on the loose puck. Canuck plays it back, Barragano. Back for Canuck and back for Barragano, couple former Western Hockey Leaguers with Portland and Kamloops. Shot, that got blocked. Hopenin got in front of it. Goal by Canuck. Dishes off for Kananika. Kananika will play it at the line for Meyer. Back for Kananika. And this will be intercepted, and Putio is there to pick it up for Finland and send it down the ice. Meyer back for it. Eligible for the 2021 draft is Noah Meyer. Biasca also eligible for the 2021 draft. And this will get sent down the ice again by Petman. After it is Lundell. Lundell takes it away from Pizzulo. Sends it for Petman. Petman takes a look. Lundell makes his way to the high slot. Petman still on it. Petman got bumped off the puck. Gets it back. Good retrieval there. And now finally, Switzerland and the power play will take over with Allen Spot. One shot on that power play for Switzerland. It remains a 2-1 lead for Finland. Lundell. Rink-wide pass for Heinola. Heinola trying to corral it off the sideboards. Heinola lost his footing and went down. Petman in on the forecheck, but Chanton there to clear it. Pass up the middle, on and off the stick of Fust. Fust gets into a good stick battle there with Niemela. And Niemela will come up with it and play it back into his own end. Ratty will play it through. Butia couldn't handle that bouncing puck in front of the Swiss net. Chopped off the boards by Marchand. Penalty coming up to Finland. Valentin Hofer with the long wrister. And Tappanen will hang on to that. And Switzerland will go back to the power play. It's an interference call. 2-1 Finland.
Well, here's the penalty, the interference penalty. The puck is there, and Niemela is anticipating possession by the Swiss player, but he doesn't get it. That's why he was assessed the 2-minute interference penalty.
Third straight power play for Switzerland. And despite that, they have been outshot 16-4 here in the second period. But back to the man advantage with the opportunity to draw even despite the fact they have been outplayed. And Finland, that only took 2 penalties in the game against Germany, now shorthanded for the 5th time. Meyer for Switzerland. Barragano will send it in. Hadaka takes it off the backboards. Hadaka sends it around, blocked by Kananika. Kananika and Hadaka in a battle. Puck comes loose, and Finland will grab it off. Putia gets the center on for Parssinen. Parssinen with some room, drags it to the front of the net. Couldn't get the shot away. Nice toe drag there by Parssinen.
Picks his way through. Good hands.
Rocco Pizzulo being watched up on the forecheck there. Puhaka. Pizzulo For Biasca, he'll deflect it in. Hero after it. Allenstock is after him. DeRungs will play it behind the net. Kokanen first on the puck. Try to send it around. DeRungs will play it to the blue line for Allenstock. For DeRungs. At the line it comes. Biasca drives it to the front of the net. Kapanen down. Came loose and grabbed off by Allenstock. Pizzullo up top waiting for it. Gets it. Looking for a lane to the net. Gets it for Biasca. Biasca the shot. Blocked by Kokanen. Back up top, Pizzullo. Cross ice, Allenstock. Back for Pizzullo. And on for Biasca. Pizzullo hustles to keep it in. Dying seconds of a power play. Biasca again, this time looking short side high. Power play is over. One shot on that man advantage for Switzerland. So Finland, again, doing an excellent job on the penalty kill. Now into the final minute of period number 2. Hero. On for Lundell. Lundell plays it through for Hirvonen. Hirvonen tied up. Lundell jams it to the far corner. Giancarlo Chanton after it. Played at the line. Haddock is going to hold it in. Simon Taival trying to get that for Lundell. And chipped out to center where Heinola will backtrack. Heinola for Hirvonen, near side. Simon Taival to the front of the net. And with the little tip there, Lundell just put that over top. Back at the line for Heinola. Sends it to the front of the net. Hirvonen is on it. Hirvonen jams it behind the net for Lundell. Back for Heinola. Heinola, little stutter step. Draws it to the backside. Oh, what a setup. Heinola, nice little move. Sends it to the back post for Hirvonen, who got a bit of it, but not enough to tap it in the open side. What a chance in the dying seconds here.
Oh, it sure was. Heinola, I mean, he freezes the goaltender, showing him shot, and Hirvonen goes right to the edge there and just misses it. What a play by Heinola.
Strong period by Finland. Finland scores the period's only goal on a nifty backhander right there. And Finland with a 1-goal lead after 40.
In that second period, what's the biggest adjustment that you notice offensively for this team?
Well, what they did is they came at the Swiss in waves. And when Finland's at its best, they control the puck, they bring it back, and then they come at you in those waves. And here's a nice look at that where Brad Lambert gets all the way across the ice. And look, there's a first level, a second level going towards the net, and then Lambert's almost able to get it at the goalie's doorstep. Again, first wave has the puck, second wave coming in, opportunity again for the Finns, and just another example of coming in waves all across and to the front of the net. Faton able to make the save there. So the Finns started to play more as a team. They started to get the puck from one side of the ice to the other with speed and attack the blue line with speed, and they outshot Switzerland 12-0 until the Finns started taking some penalties.
Well, we heard Dennis and Craig discussing, when you look at the scoreboard and you see it's only 2-1, it was a bit of a surprise. Not only you mentioned outshooting them so heavily to start the period, hit iron I think 3 or 4 times now in the game, but when they did finally score, it was a beauty.
It really was. It was a Canadian beauty, all-aloner you could call it, but for the Finns, you know, most teams like to bring the puck up and then drop it back, and then the secondary player tries to gain the zone. Well, that's not the case here. Parsonen says, hey, if you give it, I'll take it. I had a coach used to call that type of checking for the Swiss cake testing, where you just kind of poke, but you don't really get anything. So there's a little bit of cake testing, missed it, and then backhand right over the glove. So I thought that might have been the launching point for Finland to add some more offense, but too many trips to the penalty box for them, and they're letting this Swiss team hang around here.
Well, that's the thing. You're right. The ice tilted definitely in Finland's direction, but the Swiss, they had their opportunities, 3 straight power plays there in the second, but unable to come through. Let's turn it over to Jill Savage now, who's standing by with Keanu DeRungs of Team Switzerland.
Finland with the only goal in that period. How do you guys retake the momentum?
Yeah, I think we got to play hard, finish the hits, get some shots in the O-zone.
The power play, able to score on the first one in the game, not so much luck there on the last 4. What do you want to clean up?
Yeah, I think we need to do a better job in front of the net and get more shots and get those rebounds and put it in.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's time to put yesterday's game against Germany in the rear-view mirror. When we come back, we'll look ahead to Canada's next game later today against Slovakia. Plus, we'll hear from Dawson Mercer, the Rock, representing here in Edmonton. We are less than 2.5 hours away from puck drop here between Canada and Slovakia in the bubble. The players slowly starting to make their way into the arena. We heard from one of the Newfoundlanders already, and now let's hear from the other, Dawson Mercer, with our Mark Masters.
So the score actually was Newfoundland 4, Germany 1 in the end. Alex was just saying that he's been getting a lot of support from back home. What was your phone looking like after that game last night?
Yeah, it was blowing up, honestly, and I love seeing the videos of my friends and how hyped they were and everything, you know. And then obviously the congratulations from all the messages and just seeing it on the, you know, the news. And I think it's a lot of support. Like I said, you always appreciate that, and you know they've been doing an outstanding job helping us get through this tournament and enjoying it also.
Did you see you guys got a shout out from the Premier?
Honestly, no,
yeah.
I never seen it on Twitter.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to go look at it for sure.
Yeah, what's that mean to you? Like, what goes through your head when you hear the head of the province is pumped for you?
Yeah, well, that's obviously very supportive. You know all the people there supporting you and everything. But you know, for sure, when the head of the province and you know that's hockey's a big thing there, and for them to reach out and you know congratulate us, that honestly means a lot to us.
So Canada putting 16 goals on the board against Germany yesterday. Dylan Cousins leading the way, a hat trick, adding 3 assists as well. Do you think he's primed for another big game? Is this a sign of things we're going to see along the way from Dylan Cousins in this tournament?
I think it is. You know, the levee kind of broke for him in the hockey game, and one of the things that impresses me is he started off the tournament as a centerman on the top line, and with the loss of Kirby Dach, he got moved to the wing, and you know he uses his size so well here. He's able to zip in and get a shorthanded marker against Germany and then untouched near the front of the net. Normally these don't go in, but when things are going your way for Dylan Cousins, the puck gets into the back of the net. So a 6-point night for him, and you know Canada just poured it on as that game went on.
Now something with the Germany game and potentially with the Slovak game here, there's a big gap when it comes to the talent and the potential for another lopsided affair. And we heard the coaching staff and the players saying, look, it's really important for us to set the tone for how we want to play the rest of the tournament and not get into those bad traps. So is there something you think that they can work on necessarily that you saw from the Germany game?
I think that what they really wanted to do was work on their special teams. When
Yes.
you end up practicing against your own team for so long, you start to anticipate, and you also start to get a little bit bored. So Canada will get their edge back in this game against Slovakia. And one of the things for Canada with Devin Levi in net just doing such a wonderful job, but it's working on some of the kinks here. There's a rebound that you normally don't want to give up. The up ice pressure, we've seen this goal from Dawson Mercer. For Canada to continue to come right after the opposition. Connor McMichael with a nice shorthanded goal as well. So they're going to want to continue to press the gas and go against the Slovaks.
You mentioned Devin Levi. Happy birthday, Devin Levi. 19 years old today. What do you get as a gift? Another start in net for Team Canada. So he wasn't very busy yesterday, only faced 9 shots, only played in 2 periods before getting the hook. So that's the deal when it comes to Canada and Slovakia. Still to come here on TSN, as I mentioned. But right now, 3rd period about to get underway. Finland holding on to that 1-goal lead.
Lambert with the assists at 4:53. A period dominated by Finland, 16-6 were the shots in that second period, 25-12 after 40 minutes. And speaking of minutes, Santeri Hatakka played 9 minutes plus in that second period.
Every situation you want him to play in, he can do it. I mean, you know, we always hear about later round draft picks and, you know, what was there. Well, I'll tell you what was there. Always a competitor, always a smart player, but he understands how to play every situation. He can handle the rush. He gets into position defensively. He's confident jumping into the attack. How about this play under pressure? A little look, a little back pass. They come right out of their zone. He ends up becoming part of the rush. But his development has been significant, and scouts are always looking for those diamonds in the rough in the later rounds. I think the San Jose Sharks have a diamond that's getting polished up very nicely.
19 years of age, 6'1", 190 plus. Third period about to get going. 1-goal game, Finland. With the power play goal in the second period, that's been the difference after Biaska and Lundell. Split goals in the opening period, 36 seconds apart. Finland back in on the attack. Anton will play this around. Canuck gets to the line. Anton Lundell poked it off his stick. Following up on the play was Marchand, and the long wrister goes off the stick, and Barragano watches that one sail out of play.
So we saw the shots on goal in the second period, and Marco Bear, I mean, those shots came on the power play. I mean, they're going to have to find a way to, at 5-on-5, even strength, to play more in the Finland zone. Because if they don't, they're not going to find a way to win the game.
Fiedler plays it back in behind the net. Trying to tie it up there is Parssinen. Gets some help from Hadeka. Meyer hustles over, keeps it in. Poke to the front of the net, ends up in the corner. So Switzerland with a little bit of pushback here at the start of the third period, after getting badly outplayed in the second. Kicked away by Hadeka, on for Billy Heinola. Hadeka was 9:39 in the second period. Heinola was 9:32.
It's funny how the coaches find a way to get their best defensemen and players out on the ice more, don't they? Isn't that amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Darn coaches are always trying to put the players out there to give them the best chance to win.
Dutia with the wrister from the left side. That never got through. Back at the line, Niemela. Wrist shot, pad save, Faton.
If you watch Topi Niemela right there, so calm, composed, takes a little step into the middle of the ice. I had the great luxury of being in Dallas when we had Sergei Zubov. I mean, the Hall of Famer was brilliant, but you know, that ability to just give yourself a little bit extra room. You never know if the game's being played fast, if it's because they're just calm all the time, and Topi Niemela has that calmness and ability, gets the shots through.
Bureau plays it back into his own end. Putio the pass. This one gets intercepted. Back in, good play defensively there by Puhaka. And as he dropped the shoulder into DeRungs and knocked him down after a turnover. DeRungs plays it back into his own zone, takes the return pass, sends it back, and offside called against Switzerland.
So at the end of the second period, the Swiss, they stayed right on their bench. A little bit of discussions with their head coach, and then as they came out at the beginning of the third period, there you go, no pump-up video, just some pump-up.
Yeah. Yeah, don't worry about the second period where you got badly outplayed. You're only down one.
Yeah.
Go get it. Putio. Switzerland 0-1 in this tournament. And with the next game being against Canada, maybe puts a little bit more pressure on this third period. Putio. Back for Kokkonen. Up the middle for Anton Lundell. Lundell will pitch this around the boards. Simon Taivel waits for it. Got away from him. Gets cleared out through center ice. Lundell on the backtrack. Trying to take it away and does. From Fust. And Lundell swings it across for Heinola.
Can't help but think you got Ronnie Hervinen and Simon Taivel playing with Lundell. I mean, how nice to be able to have a centerman that, you know, can give you all the support you could possibly need as you're playing in your first World Junior Tournament.
Simon Taivel for Hadeka. Drops it back for Simon Taivel at the line. Slap shot by Uravente. Off a leg and wide. Parssinen trying to dig it free, and play gets whistled down, and there is a penalty coming. Good work by Parssinen to draw the penalty.
Switzerland, 23, all day.
Fiedler will go to the penalty box.
Two big players, Cedric Fiedler, who plays at Western Michigan, Parsonen getting that inside position, and now Finland has a opportunity to really put themselves in a position, and more importantly, push Switzerland down.
Lambert, Niemela goes cross ice, back for Lambert, skipped away from him. Plays it back for Niemela. Third power play of the game for Finland. Jan back to the line. Good hustle there by Niemela to hold it in. Ratty goes after it. Nikkanen, Lambert. And this gets tipped away, taken off the sideboards by Parsonen. He'll spin this back at the right point for Niemela. Back for Parsonen. Creeping in on the backside is Lambert. In front. Ratty's shot doesn't get through. Niemela the wrister, that got blocked. And this will get cleared down the ice. And Niemela is going to let the netminder play this. He'll head to the bench. And the power play change for Finland.
Whoa! Heinola is handling that puck. That got dangerously close to that goal line.
Lundell carries it in. Sends it around for Hirvonen. Hirvonen lost control of it. Clearing attempt by Barragano. It does get out at center, but this was punched ahead with a glove.
So here's the play we were talking about, Billy Heinola. He comes out and loses the puck and off the net and tries to grab it. You know, and Toponen doesn't know where it is. If he kicks it there and ends up right in the net. And
it's happened the odd time.
Oh, it has happened. And wouldn't that be something? Switzerland gets their second goal off a play like that.
Lundell, who has been busy again in the face-off department, coming into the third period. He'd won 9 of 14. Yeravente, Lundell. Lundell plays it down. Simon Taival at the goal line. Back for Lundell. Up top for Heinola. Cross ice it goes. Hirvonen. And the stick shatters on the attempted one-timer. Yeravente. Lundell trying to track it down. Does. Simon Taival across it goes for Heinola. Heinola back for Lundell. Lundell shot. Pad save. Rebound. Pad save. Pat on a couple of stops in tight. Lundell dishes it off. Hirvonen into the front of the net. Back up top. Couturier plays it for Heinola. Spin around by Heinola. Power play over one shot. Heinola takes it to the net. Gets a backhander in. And Faton makes the save. And now all sorts of traffic in the Swiss crease. So some pressure on the power play by Finland, but it remains 2-1.
Well, Ville Heinola steps in, will move, and he tries to come back into the front of the net and slip it on the backhand, and Fanton makes a nice save. Well, Heinola's looking down now instead of up, so
14 points in 19 games this year over in Finland for Ville Heinola. Canada and Slovakia the next game here. Gord Miller, Ray Ferraro will have the call of that one. Braden Schneider suspended 1 game for the hit yesterday. Robert Petrovicki has said that Samuel Halavai will start in goal for Slovakia.
I talked to Braden Schneider last night, and he knew right away, it's part of his DNA. He's an aggressive territorial player. But he said, I should have led with my stick. And, you know, if I just got my stick, I would have got my posture down. So it's unfortunate. He gets a 1-game suspension, but the recognition right at the time that he knew that he wouldn't have put himself in that position by just adjusting. But maybe an example where you don't have the reps of playing, right? And you're a little bit out of sync.
Alan Spock with the wrist shot. Another block by Colton. I mean, he felt that one. And he'll limp his way to the Finland bench.
Which will give Jordan Spence an opportunity to jump into the lineup.
Fiedler throws a backhander through the crease.
I don't want to put any pressure on Jordan Spence, but the two kids from Newfoundland, Dawson Mercer and Alex Newhook, were pretty good against
Chance in front
against Germany. So you're from Prince Edward Island. You got to keep the Atlantic provinces going there, Jordan.
Yeah, there is some pressure there. Ratty. Patton has lost his goal stick. Back to the line it comes for Vero. Vero for Niemela. Niemela the shot, blocked away. Vero holds it in. Ratty gets all tied up, and the puck goes around for Nikkanen. Niemela. Back for Nikkanen. Nikkanen through traffic, and that shot goes off the leg to the corner. Finland trying to get a change in here as Patton looking for the opportunity to go back and retrieve his stick, but can't. Nikkanen in for Yeravente, the shot right on. Rebound just away from Nikkanen. Meyer, his pass got intercepted. Lambert trying to dig it free and bring it to the front of the net. But taken there by Noah Meyer. He'll dish it off, and this will get sent down the ice, and this wasn't the play they wanted, but it worked out okay because of good hustle by Marchand to negate the icing. Slap shot through a whole bunch of traffic from Meyer. A rolling puck, and Meyer maybe didn't get as much on it as he wanted to, but after all of that, Switzerland will draw a penalty and go to the power play.
No, Switzerland got the penalty. Stefano Bottini for goaltender interference. He ran right over, top one in.
Switzerland, number
No
20, 2
avoiding that
minutes
one.
for goal interference.
Bottini to the penalty box.
Here he is trying to get there. Plows him right over.
Chances at one end of the ice, then chances at the other. Finland trying to take advantage of the fact that Patton had lost his stick. Yeravente, cross ice, Hirvonen. Hirvonen for Simon Tybal. On for Lundell. Jammed up on the boards. Lundell comes up with it, trying to skate away from Rocco Pizzulo. Plays it back for Hirvonen. Little stutter step from Hirvonen. Hirvonen sends it back for Lundell. Up top, Heinola. Wrist shot, sail it wide. Hirvonen has the loose puck. Good retrieval, but then another good defensive play on the far side. Veveradu to clear it. Lundell puts it back for Heinola. Heinola to the middle of the ice for Lundell. Lundell chopped it away. And it does come out at center. Jobin giving chase there on Heinola. And now Heinola's going to have to hustle as Canuck was in after him. On for Lundell. Lundell tried to put that to the middle of the ice, deflected away. And we'll get cleared out at center, and we'll get a line change for both teams.
Very good penalty kill here by Switzerland.
At a key time as we have hit the midway mark of the third period. Lambert. On for Parssinen, and this one's going to get called offside. 9:53 left here in the third period. There's your shots, 34-13. Finland has dominated, but Switzerland just one down here in the third. Finland trying to go to 2-0, and Switzerland trying to avoid 0-2. Lambert with the shot, Patton the save. Nikkanen on for Parssinen. Back for Nikkanen and back for Parssinen. Up top is Niemela, one-timer. That goes off the body and over top the net. Retrieval by Lambert. Niemela. Back for Lambert. To the fence, goal! Ratty with the high tip and a power play marker with just 2 seconds left in the man advantage.
Well, Brad Lambert retrieves the puck and gets it back up high, and then he gets into position to receive the puck again. Here it is, and now he gets back high, and then there he is. He settles down and then just threads the needle perfectly. Aku Ratty just has to redirect it. He pulls the defenseman, Fiedler, just a little bit off that lane with the stick. And once he sees that lane open up, he makes a perfect play. And Uncle Lane will be very happy to watch that too.
Certainly will.
But he's so settled and calm, and again, he just moves a little bit. Fiedler has to take his stick out of that lane. Boom, right there, and it's 3-1.
So Akurati, who had a couple of goals in last year's tournament, gets his second of this tournament. And a power play goal and a little bit of breathing room now for Finland. Lambert to Ratty to the back of the net. NBA on TSN continues tomorrow. A clash between the Trail Blazers and the Lakers. Action gets underway at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific on TSN. NFL football, NBA, World Junior Championship, NHL training camps should be opening soon.
30th of December for the non-playoff teams. And shortly thereafter for the 24 teams that participated in the return to play in the playoffs.
Ratty with his second from Lambert and Niemela. The scoring play on the power play for Finland. Faton will grab that and hang on to it. Both these teams will get the off day tomorrow.
Akurati's lost the 3 in front of the 4, so they're going to have to fix that on the helmet. Get the right number on your hat, young man.
Trying to confuse us.
His brother Atu, who played in the tournament last year, not here this year, but you hear a lot of things, always didn't play well and everything. I know this. He's a really good prospect for the NHL draft. Keep in mind, it's not about if you played good or played bad. It's about what your potential is. And Atu Ratty has tremendous potential. And
slashing penalty coming up. And it will be Anton Lundell.
Finland number 15, minor penalty, slashing.
Call from Alexander Garon. So Swiss with the opportunity to get back to within 1.
There's the slash. He's going off the ice. I love the way players, with the 2-referee system, can't do those types of plays anymore. There are 2 sets of eyes on you now, not just 1.
Somebody's always watching. 6th power play of the game for Switzerland. Capitalized on the first man advantage. Cleared back down and along the boards. Kananika up top for Meyer. Meyer with the wrister. That got blocked. As Putia got in front of it. Loose puck is grabbed off. Kokkonen jams it to the line. It does get out. And almost a break for Putia. Back in for Meyer. Right around the boards by Alan Spock for Canuck. Canuck got tied up, and that allows Vero to send the puck down the ice. Halfway through the man advantage. Rocco Pizzullo, who played 7.5 minutes of period number 2, and will get plenty of ice time in the remaining 7 minutes of period number 3 as Switzerland down by a couple. Right around the boards and controlled by Alan Spock. Alan Spock up top, Pizzullo. Alan Spock tees it up, doesn't shoot it. Alan Spock walks it in, watched by Heinola and now Pohaka. Pohaka takes him down, and Heinola will clear the puck down the ice.
Pohaka just pushed Alan Spock further and further back till he had nowhere to go, and then grabbed that pocket down the ice. It goes.
Barragano, the lead pass. This will be delayed offside. And Switzerland will have to clear the zone. That gives all sorts of time for Kokkonen to get it up for Järventie, who will send it back down the ice. Next up here in Edmonton, Canada and Slovakia. And there's a look at the dressing rooms that are all quiet right now, but not for long. As Canada will try to go to 2-0, Slovakia will try to go to 2-0. Fiedler for Meyer. Meyer sends it down low. Bumped in the corner there, Schlapfer. And the puck sent all the way down and caught on. For Meyer. Meyer for Elvis Schlapfer. Got away from on the near side. And Heinola will play it back. Niemela ends up on the stick of Parssinen. Parssinen takes it wide. Forced into the corner, and Fiedler back up for Switzerland. Lays it through for Marchand. Marchand after, in with a big bump. And the puck cleared back up at center. Heinola controls slowly in his own zone. Ahead for Lundell. Lundell had it get away from him. In at the line. Chance for Fuss going in. Went to the forehand and tucked it wide. Bouncing puck all of a sudden ended up on the stick of Fuss, and he had some room. And now another penalty coming up. Power play next. So Fuss to the penalty box after a scoring chance, and there's the call. Getting a little aggressive with Roope Tappanen.
You can't go through the crease into the goaltender like that. That's the second one against Switzerland this period.
Shots on goal since the start of period number 2, 28-5 in favor of Finland. Finland 2 for 4 on the power play with 5 power play shots.
2 minutes for goal interference at 15-13.
Switzerland was the winner last year when these two teams played in the Czech Republic, a 5-2 decision. Parssinen, who has a power play goal, takes this wide. At the line for Niemela, down for Lambert, back for Niemela. Niemela will play it cross ice. 4:15 left to go. Parssinen plays it down for Nikkanen, back for Parssinen. Ratty, this is the power play unit that connected for the last power play goal for Finland. Scored by Ratty. Ratty trying to work it off the backboards. Nikkanen there, gets it away from Pizzulo. Plays it back for Niemela. Down for Parssinen. Parssinen coming cross ice for Lambert, but a hit escaped. Up the center ice for Dollar. Dollar got bumped on the play by Niemela. Gets it deep though, and Lambert back to retrieve the puck. On for Simon Tybell. Simon Tybell will play it back, and Heinola was on it. Lundell. Leaves it through for Hirvonen. Hirvonen, the shot got turned aside. Putia plays it down to the corner. Back for Lundell. Lundell for Hirvonen and back for Lundell. In front of the shot, score! Simon Tybell finds the back of the net, and another power play goal for Finland. And that should do it. 4-1 for Finland.
I don't know how to say tic-tac-toe in Finnish, but that was tic-tac-toe in English. Just perfect. The way they maneuver it, barely touching the stick. Lundell, Hirvonen, and then here's the tic-tac-toe. 1, 2, 3, goal. Real quick. Turn the Swiss players around, and Simon Tybell right into that spot. Hirvonen delivers it perfectly.
So Finland with the 4-1 lead. Finland will go to 2-0, and next up for Finland is Slovakia on the 30th. And then Canada on the 31st for Finland. Switzerland will get set to take on Canada on the 29th. In for Helenia, shot left pad, saved by Faton. Taken by Hanel and plays it behind the net. And then the final round-robin game for Switzerland on the 30th against Germany.
Thibaut Fanton was the player of the game for Switzerland against Slovakia. He's the player of the game here for Switzerland this one, because the way that Finland has controlled the game and attacked the net and had quality chances, the score would be much, much higher if it wasn't for the outstanding play of Thibaut Fanton in the net. And Finland, you know, they weren't sharp against Germany. They were a little bit lackadaisical at times, and to be expected with not very many games under their belt. They've looked very sharp here.
Taken by Biro, shot turned aside, and this will get up on the glass, and we get a stoppage in play. Time now for the Gatorade shift of the game. And it's a power play marker from Juuso Parssinen.
Not bad here. Just weaving his way up and down the ice, and then what a beautiful backhand finish.
Gatorade, rehydrate, replenish, refuel.
And just back to Finland, just, you know, their first game, you know, trying to work on things, and certainly there's some spots in the game that weren't very good for Finland, but this tournament's about getting better over time and through the group play, and getting yourself ready to compete for the gold medal once you get to the playoffs.
Centered through the crease, back to the line it comes. Vernon lets the shot go. That got turned away. Here comes Lambert. For Parssinen, wrist shot by Parssinen, gloved away.
And when Finland won the gold medal in Vancouver in 2019, Dennis, we watched Finland over in the Victoria pool, and Jussi Ahokas, the head coach, he was trying to work with some different line combinations and get comfortable. I mean, they didn't look like world beaters at that point in time, but what Jussi was doing was trying to get the team ready as they entered the playoff round, and certainly that was how it played out, with ultimately the gold medal win for Finland.
Gold in 19. Last year lost in the bronze medal final to Sweden. Cleared back around by Barragano. Barragano snaps this up the middle. Turned over at center ice. Dying seconds of this one. Putio takes it back into his own end. Canada and Slovakia, the second game here. 4 o'clock local start. Lord Miller, Ray Ferraro will have that one for you. Putio drops it back. Slap shot. Nikkanen turned away. Ratty will play it back at the line. Play back in behind the net for Putio. Looking for Ratty. And this one comes to an end. So after 50 shots against Germany, Finland puts up 43 more shots in this game and a 4-1 victory over Switzerland.
This was complete. It was a really strong, complete game by Finland.
So we'll have our player of the game presentation. Switzerland will drop to 0-2 with just 1 goal in the 2 games. Took the 1-0 lead in this one on the power play goal from Biaska. And then Finland came back 36 seconds later, tied the game, and then from then on, Finland was the dominant team in this contest.
Yeah, dominant, key word. They just never allowed Switzerland to get their skating game going.
They didn't have any room to operate. They were really stymied at every turn by Finland.
Will receive their award after they exit the ice. Best player of Team Switzerland est le numéro 28, number 28, Raymond Fust.
Fust had that opportunity just before he took the penalty. Couldn't bury it.
The best player of Team Finland est le numéro 27, number 27, Juuso Parssinen.
And a strong game for the Nashville draft pick. And a beauty of a goal.
Et maintenant, pour l'hymne national, for the national anthem of Team Finland,